ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। The third one we have to see, right? The third verse. First two verses we have seen. So we have to see. Yeah, we have to see. So we have to see the third. Okay. Any doubts, questions, clarifications up to now, or it's all fine? I think last class also we spent some time on it, so that should be fine. Okay. So if that is fine, then let us go ahead with the third verse. Okay. The third verse is an Arthavada verse. Arthavada means either a story, praise, criticism to highlight something. The criticism is not for the sake of criticism, but to highlight the opposite. Similarly, praise is to highlight what is being said. So now here, let us look at this verse. Okay. Asurya nama te lokaha andhena tamasa vrata te gumste pratyabhichanti ye che cha atmajano hano janaha. Asurya nama te lokaha. To lokas where there is no light. Surya nama. Andhena tamasa vrata. Into blinding darkness. Okay. Into blinding darkness. Te gumste, these people go. Preti abhichanti. Preti abhigachanti. After death, these people go there. Who are they? Atmahanaha janaha. Atmahanaha. Those who killed themselves. Where did suicide come in suddenly in between? Where did the question of suicide come suddenly in between? It is not suicide. Atmahanaha is one who have destroyed themselves. How have they destroyed themselves? They got a human birth, a chance to know the truth. Great chance to know the truth. Because the truth can be known only as a human being, cannot be known in any other dimension. And even in this dimension, only in a human birth. Now there are cases like we had an ashram dog. This is called Bhagwan. He'd wait outside the hall. And then when Swamiji walks in, he'll quietly walk in behind Swamiji and go and sit behind the board. Blackboard, there is a blackboard kept there. So that he is not disturbing anyone. And the moment Swamiji is finishing, he'll quietly get up and slip out before anyone can be disturbed. Some samskara must have been there, but he is not going to gain Atmajnanam in that form. Similarly, there was a class I used to take in Dr. R.K. Anand's house in Bombay, Worli. Some of you know Dr. R.K. Anand. Pediatrician, very well known, activist and everything. Okay. So there used to be a dog there. The dog will come and sit under my chair. Won't disturb a soul. Because I had struck a deal with the dog, that after the class, I will play with the dog for a few minutes. Why? Because I used to wait, I have lunch there before I come back. So I had to play with them. So she was waiting only for that. She was not waiting for Atmajnanam. So, as a human being, you got this chance to know the truth. But what are you doing? खाओ पियो मजा करो और क्या. What is that old song? नाचेंगे घूमेंगे आयुष करेंगे और क्या? Okay, fine. You know the much maligned Manu calls such people kripanaha, misers. Why? They were given a brain to know the truth, but didn't use it, kept it in pristine condition. The one who dies without knowing the self is considered a miser. Why? You're thinking you use for everything else except knowing the truth. That's why Arjuna calls himself a miser in the Gita. Karpanya dosha upahita swabhava. Karpanya dosha. I had this karpanya dosha. I was using all my thinking for stockpiling arms and things like that. Kitna karega? Yeah. Agreed, the whole Pandava, the army is depending on me to handle all the major warriors. That is true. But how much will I keep on stockpiling? It's endless. Yeah. So, Atmaha, Hano Janaha, these are the people, he says, who is as good as killing themselves because they got a chance to know the truth. What is that famous song in Tamil? It's very, very nice one. My teacher used to quote it often in satsangs and everything. Andavanatulur Andi. Andavanatulur Andi. In the garden of the Lord, there is a beggar. Andi. Which one? Nandavanatulur Andi. 6 and 4 months he prayed to the potter and got hold of a pot. Yeah. And he played ducks and drakes with it and broke the thing up. Did he use the pot for proper purposes? No.
Swamiji,
yeah?
This song is so famous that even Shambho Mahadeva, in the book, it will be written. The tune is Nandavanathilu.
Oh, okay. Good. Nice one. It's a good one. That's exactly what we are doing. What are we doing? Any attempt to know the truth? No. Something or the other will always come up. Well, I mean, come on. Life is like that. Life is very demanding, very involving. Yeah. So, there will be something or the other pulling you off. If you are living in a society, even as a sadhu, if you are living in society, there will be something that will pull you off. Yeah. But it's up to you to make the choice and be with the learning. Be with the learning. Yeah. Barring emergencies, etc., that's understandable. Or travel abroad and things like that. But nowadays, travel abroad with Zoom and everything is feasible. Sometimes difficult, like if you are going to States, it's difficult because of the time factor. Okay? But as far as possible, the idea is to learn, not waste your life in other things. Because there are 100 things to do. There are 100 places you could have been rather than in a class. Yeah, it's true for all of us. No? So, andantama pravishyanti, andhena tamasavrita, asurya nama. Why? They are going from ignorance to ignorance. You know, when you die and you leave this body, there is no real death because you are not dying. Only the body is dropped. You know, you get a life review. In my workshops, I made people do this life review. You know, I said, why wait until then? Those who came to the Coimbatore camp, for example, maybe next camp in Rishikesh, March, we will do that again. Okay? Yeah. So, you get a life review. All your life flashes in front of you. Why did I do this? Why did I not do that? Why the whole life goes. Believe me, most people regret not what they have done, but what they have not done. But then what about Atma Jnanam? Oh yeah, I had a chance. I knew the Guru also. There was a couple of people in my life who I thought they knew the truth. I didn't bother. Then, now what? Karma, phala, I have to go in this dimension, that dimension, this, etc. Then I have to be born like that, like this, like this. When is the next human birth? Oh my God. 300 years later. So 300 years spent in ignorance. Then human birth. What are you going to do there? You can make a strong sankalpa before you are born that, no, this lifetime I will gain this knowledge. I will seek this knowledge. Then somewhere subconsciously that thing will work, at least you will seek. Whether you get or not is a different question. Getting depends on whether you got a sampradaya teacher or not. The teaching tradition you have is made of sampradaya or asampradaya. Yeah. Because there are a lot of teachers, monks who are not sampradaya, unfortunately. ये तो कली की प्रभाव है. Kali Yuga, this will happen. Yeah. Popular teachers, yeah, naturally. Yeah. I'm glad they have a role to fulfill. Why? At least they are getting people to Hinduism, no? If nothing else. So that way I'm glad. But the fact is whether you'll know the truth through them, that's the question. Yeah. Sampradaya teachers you will know. Whichever language you are being taught doesn't matter, you will know. Otherwise, 300 years gone. Then if that lifetime also goes like this lifetime, another 500 years gone, goes on. All of us have spent lifetimes like this. We have come to this lifetime. You think in my how many lifetimes I remember? Yeah, how many lifetimes you have gone? I remember lifetimes up to 5000 years BC. Before that also I must have been there, I don't remember. I don't have any insights into those lifetimes. Not tried also. This came without trying, so I got it. Therefore, andhe tamasa vrataha. Andhena tamasa vrataha. If you don't know the truth, then you're continuing in ignorance only. On and on and on and on. Okay. All right, tell me what is the truth then. So the next verse reveals the truth in its own way. Okay. Anejadekam manasojaviyaha nayanadeva apnuvan puramarsha tadhavato anyanatyeti tishtamasmanapo matarishva dadati. Anejad, unmoving. Ekam anejad, the one that is unmoving. Why unmoving? Because like a mountain it has to sit there.
All pervading.
It's all pervading, limitlessness. The only thing that is truly unmoving is the limitless. Anything finite is moving. By itself or because of something else. Himalayas, Tavaraha. Himalayas are growing. 1/10 of a centimeter every year. This is also happening. Everything is moving only. Okay, we say moving, unmoving as for all practical purposes only. But really speaking, only the limitless can be unmoving. Ekam, the one. But manaso jiviyaha, faster than the mind. Faster than the mind. Nayanadhavo apnuvan puramarsha. Faster than your sense organs. How much time does it take for you to see something? My hand is here. How much time did it take you to see? Split second, 1/10 of a second, less. But this is faster than the senses. Why? Because it ran ahead. Wherever the senses go, existence consciousness is already there. That's the idea. Wherever it goes, existence consciousness is already there. Tad dhavata anyat atyanti. Tishtaneva. It is remaining stationary. It outruns everything else. It remains stationary, unmoving one, remember? But wherever the mind goes, the Atma is there now. Consciousness is there. Why? The consciousness manifests in the mind. So wherever the mind goes, the mind is not apart from consciousness. So now can you see how you understand the truth? It's the very content of the mind. It is not beyond the mind. If you put it at beyond the mind, you will put it in Timbuktu. Subconsciously, there will be this thing in you that you are putting it somewhere far away. Says wherever the mind goes, I am there. Wherever the mind moves, I am there. And he says, this being there, the Matarishva, okay, allots or supports all activities. Okay. Matarishva is another name for Vayu Bhagavan. Okay. In Ishvara itself, through Vayu you are invoking Ishvara. By the whole cosmic order exists because of this one consciousness. What is order? Order is nothing but Ishvara. Ishvara manifests as dharma. This is what we will say. What is dharma? Dharayati iti dharma, that which sustains. So all your rules, physics, gravity, this, that, all the rules of physics, chemistry, biology, all these principles, which has been studied as laws. Gravity is a principle. Then you are studying the laws of gravity as applicable on earth. Moon, the whole thing changes. The laws also will change. But the principle of gravity remains across this dimension. So all this order, Ishvara. And what is the content of Ishvara? Existence consciousness. और कुछ है ही नहीं है. So because Ishvara is nothing but existence consciousness, he sustains the whole creation. There is no place he is not. There is no place I am not. Because I am the same existence consciousness. You want to put it mystically, you can put it mystically. As I sit on this chair, I sit on every planet in this universe. मेरा गुरु बहुत महान है. Just a mystical way of saying it's good to gather devotees like this, okay? Nothing more than that. The fact is true. As you exist here, you exist everywhere else also, isn't it? Not in this form. As existence consciousness, where are you not there? Where are you not there? You are there everywhere. Yeah. You land up on Mars. अरे consciousness इधर भी है. You can't return from Mars. Mars is a one-way ticket as of now. Okay, if anyone wants to go to Mars, right now it's a one-way ticket. They have not figured out how to take off a rocket from Mars to bring you back. So anyone signing up to go to Mars is a one-way ticket. But there are people signing up, saying we'll be the first colonizers in Mars. Will there be colonial thinking only? Human beings can't think differently. Bad enough you are making a mess of Earth. You want to go and make a mess of Mars also? What? Yeah. So all the polluters, etc., should be put into a rocket and sent there. Go. Don't come back. But then we will start polluting because someone has to play the role of polluter also. So, this is the whole thing. Wherever you go, existence consciousness is there. Because you are existence consciousness. Whatever you can think of, anything you can think of, will be a name and form, isn't it? Or something abstract. Even if you think of something abstract, the base for that is existence consciousness. Music is abstract. So when the first noting came up, the symbolic notations for music came up, the old timers would say, "Yeah, hawa ko kaise bandhu?" Straboni's guru's generation would have asked that question. "Yeah, swar ko kaise bandhu?" How will you put swaras in writing? They would have said that. Just a symbolic representation. You don't ask, भगवान को मूर्ति में कैसा लेके आऊँ? Nobody asks that. But you do it, no? It's symbolisms. Yeah. It's a question of invoking. So whatever it is, whatever abstract thing you think of, consciousness is already there. Consciousness is the basis for that abstraction. Name and form you think of, consciousness is the basis of that. Anything you conceive of, existence consciousness is the basis of that. There is nothing that's apart from existence consciousness. Any dimension you go, forget planets. There are 1 billion planets on our dimension, in this dimension. Billions of galaxies, untold. All there is Bhuloka, okay? Because all these galaxies are Bhuloka. Forget all those things that you see on YouTube. Heaven is here, so many million miles away from Earth, etc. Nonsense. This is the whole thing is Bhuloka. 14 dimensions like that. All of them existing where? They're existing, no? They're existing in consciousness alone. Existence, consciousness is the basis for the whole thing. That's it. So any dimension, you land up in heaven, existence consciousness. You land up in hell, existence consciousness. So politician died, and he went to afterlife. There he said, well, you are a unique individual, therefore we give you a choice. Heaven or hell. You can spend a day in both of them and then you can decide. So he went to heaven, people are floating around in white robes, playing the harp, and He says, well, if I have to survive here, I will survive. Then he was taken to hell. There's a golf course and food and wine and drink and wow. He decided, I'll be here. I never thought I will say this, but I'll be here. Okay, so he went to hell. And there he find all the problems. He says, why? This is not what I have shown. That was election promise. Now you have voted. Now you have voted. This is what you are going to get. So jokes have to be also topical. So that way, wherever it is, what is there is what? Existence consciousness. The good, the bad, the ugly. All that is in what? Existence consciousness. Okay. Our idea of hell is a little bit different, okay? Like Prahalada and his grandfather was sent to hell. You know that? Prahalada, devotee of the Lord, why is he sent to hell? He was sent as a ruler there to maintain order, this, that, etc. One of the Puranas describe it like that. Yeah. So there are good things happening there also. Na? If I can meet a teacher like Yama, I don't mind going to Yamaloka and have a discussion with him. Acha rahega. Because remember, ours is not a fear-based religion. There is nothing like opposite of God. God does not have an opposite. Only in the Occidental religions you have opposite of God, the Satan, etc. Which is also not strictly true. They present it like that. The Saturn is a fallen angel, so it's basically angel but fallen, no? In their stories. So basically he's an angel but misguided. Yeah. So anyway, that apart, wherever you go, whichever dimension you are, all that is there is one existence, consciousness alone. Now the same consciousness is presented slightly differently. Tadejati, tannejati, taddure tadantike, tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasya bahyan. Tadejati, it moves. I thought you said it's unmoving. It appears to move. When your mind moves, consciousness also appears to be moving. No? Two monks are looking at a flag. The flag is flying in the wind. One of them says, flag is flying, moving. Another one says, the wind is moving. The third monk lands up there. The mind is moving. Third one is correct or not correct? Third one, yes, because to recognize movement, the mind also has to move. No? Flag is flying is correct from one standpoint. Wind is moving also is right. Mind is moving. The third one is even more right. So the consciousness appears to move. Abhidhar, abhudhar. Tad nahi jati. Really speaking, it doesn't move. Really speaking, it doesn't move. Tad dure. Out in the farthest outmost of the seventh heaven of Brahmaloka, consciousness there? Of course. Tad dure. Tad antike. What about me? I am nothing but the same consciousness. Is far, it is near, both. Tad antarasya sarvasya. It's inside everyone as the I. It's outside everyone also. You see how nicely it's presented. How the idea of infinity, because infinity is just a word. For most people, what is infinite will remain a word. So now you're putting a dimension to that word. It moves, it doesn't move. It's far. It's the closest thing possible. Upasamipe is the closest thing possible. Nothing is closer than that. It's inside everyone as the I. It's outside everything as a world. What is not existence? Consciousness. That's the idea. What is not existence? Consciousness. There's another verse like that, very nice. Antapurnam bahih purnam. Purna kumbhavambase. Inside full, outside full. Like a pot placed in water into the ocean. Where is the water? Water is in the pot, water is outside the pot. Inside, outside, both. No? Antashunyam Bahishunyam Shiva Shunya Kumbha Ivambare. Inside empty, outside empty. Like an empty pot kept in space. Space means right here, okay? Not out there. Same way. How are you going to describe it? You can't describe. Any attempt at description makes it finite. Therefore, the only way to present it is through apparent contradictions. Because when you resolve that contradiction, you understand the limitlessness. Yeah, Anta Purnam Bahi Purnam. Yeah. It's in and through everything. Empty inside, empty outside. Why? Space is in and through everything. What is it that you call empty? There is nothing other than space there, isn't it? Is anything really empty? This can be, of course, but that apart, even this cannot be really speaking, because consciousness is manifest right there also. Yeah. So between empty and full, being far and near, all this is what? I, the consciousness. Or kya? Unless I bring I into the picture, there is no way you can understand the verse. I consciousness. Okay. Then, little bit phalam of understanding. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanyeva anupashyati sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam tataha na vijugupsate. Yastu sarvani bhutani, all the beings, sarvani bhutani, every being that is there, from a microbe or a bacteria or a virus onwards to Brahmaji. Atmastam, it's in me alone. And I, the self, is what? Sarva bhuteshu chadatmanam. I am there in everything. Everything is in me, I am in everything. Like space, inside, outside, everything. Everything is in me, I am in everything. Both. Okay? Then he says, Atmanyeva anupashyati. When you see the Atma in this manner, that everything is in me and I am in everything. When you see the self in this manner, he says, then tataha na vijugupsate. Because of that understanding, na vijugupsate. There is nothing. Vijugupsa is a very peculiar word. Here he has put as hatred, revulsion, call it what you want, dislike, I can't stand it. All these type of little strong feelings are vijugupsa. Okay? I can't like it. Says, what is there to dislike or hate? What is that? Everything is in me, I am in everything. Now tell me. But Swamiji, I heard you say that you will not hesitate to shoot down a terrorist. Correct? I will not hesitate. I will not say I am a monk. Sadhu hai. How can I do it? I am doing a good thing. I am setting up an appointment for him with God. So I am doing a very good thing. Yeah. But should you hate? Is there a hatred there? It's like removing a tumor from your system. Do you hate the tumor? You may be scared of it because it may become malignant. But fear comes from a sense of loss. What is there to lose for a wise person? He may shoot you beforehand. He may. So, na hanye, hanyamane sharire. Body is destroyed, I am not destroyed. I destroy his body, he is not destroyed. This is nothing but consciousness. The jiva has certain issues. The individual, the person has some issues. If the conditioning is not very strong, some amount of reformation can be done. If the conditioning is strong, this lifetime no hope. And believe me, most of them, their conditionings are very, very strong. I met some of them. I even had a look at the Al Qaeda manual, training manual. Don't ask me how I got into seeing all these things, okay? I had a look at it. And the vision statement is to drive away all Hindus from Hindustan. Very clean-cut vision statement. But why do you have to hate? Misguided idiot. There is no hope for him. He was born into a culture and religion which preached hate. Instead of getting some modern education, he went into a school that taught hatred right from the beginning. Yeah. Have you seen what they teach in madrasas and everything? दिवाली मनाएगा तो अल्लाह खुश होएगा, and the children will answer, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, नहीं, फिर कौन खुश हो जाएगा? शैतान. This is what they are indoctrinated from the time of 4 and 5. What chance does he have, poor guy? Really, what chance does he have to grow up as a normal human being? Does he have a chance? Indoctrinated from 4 and 5. Do you have a chance of making a friend out of him? Yes, Swamiji, why can't we have? The people who killed the Kashmiri Pandits were not terrorists from across the border. They were their neighbors, their friends, people they grew with, people whose children they played with. Indoctrination, what do? Take care of it without hatred in your heart. That's what a wise person will do. Do what is necessary. No hatred, you don't have to hate because pitiable condition. But because of pitiable condition, doesn't say, oh, I'll be his friend. That's another extreme foolishness. Only our Hindus will be foolish like that. New thing, I mean, been going around for some time. Someone came and told me also. Because there was a time when I used to do all this little bit interfaith dialogue and all. Then I found it is useless, not worth wasting my time. Ganga Jamuna Tazim. Correct? That's the expression. Jamuna is Islam and Ganga is Hindu. Milan ho jayega. I said, when did Jamuna become Islamic? Jamuna is associated with my Krishna. What are you talking about? Yamuna is standing for Krishna. Krishna played on his bank, he did his Ras Leela on the bank, he bathed in his waters, played the flute on the... क्या बात कर रहा है आप? The Ganga stands for Jnanam, Yamuna stands for devotion. Not anything, not another religion. Why am I saying this? You do what you have to do, but na vijagupsate, na vijagupsate. Yeah. I am giving you an extreme example. You can put other things like your mother-in-law and all in between, okay? If you can feel like this to a terrorist, your mother-in-law is okay, isn't it? Your in-laws, outlaws, etc., whoever it is in your life. Do what you have to do. Na vijagupsate. This is the natural state for a person who knows the truth. Because I am everyone and everyone is me. फर्क क्या है? फर्क क्या है? Therefore, there will be a general, unconditional affection, love for everyone. Unconditional. Without the need to desire to possess to this. Fine. Yeah. It's like if your Swami Chinmayanji used to give this example. If your teeth accidentally bit your tongue, you are all compassion for your tongue, but will you give a blow to your teeth? ये इतना ही बात है. So, do what it takes, whatever you have to do, because remember one thing, just because you are a student of Vedanta doesn't mean you become a doormat for everything, okay? Yeah. You care for people, but you don't allow your value structure to be exploited. You can't be exploited by your own value structure. You can help, you can do things on that, fine. At the same time, we are functioning in the society. There's a duty to work for the nation and things like that. Yeah. Especially in today's world when things are getting difficult to preserve our culture and heritage. Yeah. You want your grandchildren also to gain this knowledge, no? If you want your grandchildren to gain this knowledge, you have to preserve your culture and heritage. But my grandchildren are not interested. Wait until they are 50. Then you will see whether they are interested or not. At 15, they may not be interested. There are too many distractions in today's world. What were most of us doing when we were 15-year-old? All of us. Speaker included. At 15, I wanted to see the world. Yeah, I wanted to join the armed forces. If somebody had told me at that time you will be a monk within a few years, in less than 10 years you will join the ashram, I would have said, "Kya pagal kutta kata hai kya?" I said, "I have gone crazy." Well, similarly, your grandchildren are not interested now. Wait until they are 50 and then tell me whether they are not interested. And if you want them to be interested, all this should be available in the society. Our heritage and culture has to be preserved. Do what it takes for that. In your own way, whatever way you can, do that. Yeah, and do that. That doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to call your grandchild and say, "I'm going to teach you something." There's something called consciousness which is over here. Please don't. Please don't. If at all you want it that strongly, enroll them in our Shine program. We have some program for kids. If they are teenagers, send them to my workshops. It will work. Send them to a Balviyar. It will work. Yeah, because we had a youth group like that. About 20 people. For some time, Mangala was also part of that group. And in our group of 20 people, 5 of us have become teachers. Hardcore Vedanta teachers. That's something. Of course, we are an exceptional group, Patting my own back. Understandable, where out of 25 will become teachers in a group of youngsters. Anyway, all that apart, the idea is you live in this knowledge, you live with this understanding that I am everything, And this is at the cognitive level, this is at the absolute level. At the functioning level, do what it takes, do what is necessary. You don't have to have a big ideology and this and that, and not necessary. You do what it takes. Yeah. You can be as different as you want to be. You don't even have to live completely by in this culture. I have friends who are great teachers of Vedanta who are not in this culture. My batchmate, Gloria, Brazil, she's got the Padma Shri from the government of India for teaching Vedanta 40 years in a very, very different environment. You know what the Brazilian culture is about? Oh my God. And her student, Vishwanatha, some of you have seen him in the Vedic Wisdom Festival, Jonas. Jonas, at least, he tries to follow our culture. He'll wear a dhoti and an angavastram whenever he's teaching and all that stuff. Sorry, upavastram. My apologies to the Maharashtrian here. Because the Lakshana Vakya of angavastram is something different. So, yeah. But yes, to a great extent, this knowledge depends upon our heritage, our culture. To an extent, at least, it depends upon that. Not necessarily whether you are wearing a sari or a pair of pants, not like that way. But the question about understanding Ishvara, response to Ishvara, etc., that devotion, those things it depends upon. Music, art, etc., helps. Yeah, music, art, dance, all these things help in the understanding of Vedanta. Yeah. Okay. All right, na vijugupsate. Then okay. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmeva bhut vijanatah tatra ko moha ko shokah ekatvam manupashyatah. Yasmin sarvani bhutani, in whom all the beings, atmevam atmeva bhut vijanatah, the whole world is nothing but me only. Iti vijanatah, very clearly has known that he is everything or she is everything. This knowledge is complete in you. I am that existence consciousness in which the whole universe exists. Nothing is apart from me. This is it, this is me. Tatra ko moha ko shokah. What delusion can be there? What grief can be there? Yeah. Or ko moha ko shokah. Ekatvam anupashyatah. Who sees oneness everywhere? If you and I are one and the same, are we ever apart? Is there any loss? Really? I loved my mom, she is no more. If you recognize she is consciousness, your consciousness, tell me, is there really any loss? Yeah, at a human level, there is a pathos of that feeling. Now, what is the pathos of that feeling? Because otherwise, a wise person will become heartless. And no wise person is heartless. They are all very loving people. They may be strict sometimes, they may be challenging sometimes, if they feel the students requires that. Some of my South Bombay students have seen that aspect of me. When I challenged them, pushed them, prodded them. Okay. But they took it well. Yeah. But otherwise, there is nothing but love and compassion. But there is a pathos of the situation. It's something like this. If you are acting on a stage, you know the whole thing is false. No? You are not really marrying that guy. There are some religious leaders who say, after that you will have to do a divorce, okay? You know it is false marriage. And then that person dies. You know that death is false. but you are supposed to lament, bring out tears, and you manage to bring out tears. How do you manage to bring out that tears? Because you identified with the pathos of that situation. Isn't it true? So every situation has a certain pathos about it. So as a human being, you will feel that pathos because you are a human being. Yeah. Yeah. That much you will feel. Why? Because you are a wise person. The person part is still there. The person has not disappeared. You have not become Spock from Star Trek, not to have any feelings. You are not a Vulcan, you are a human. So because you are human, that pathos will be there. That makes it beautiful. That gives you that, it gives that wisdom a nice tinges, different colors it gives it. Yeah. Yeah. So the pathos of situation. So this happens very often in my life. Morning, I am at a place where somebody has died, etc. All right, I am responding to them, helping them out, listening to their tales of grief, etc. And evening, 50th wedding anniversary of a friend. The pathos has to change or not change? Can I have the hangover of the morning to the evening? You go to the wedding anniversary and say, "Na yaar." Or ulta, wedding anniversary lunch, and then carry that joy to the evening funeral. Idiotic. Respond to the pathos of the situation that makes you human. But ko moha, ko shokaha, it's all on the surface. It is not there. No hangovers, nothing. There is no grief because you know, guy is not gone anywhere, is one with consciousness, that's it. As a jiva, he seems to go to another dimension. As a jiva, he seems to go. Really speaking, he is there as consciousness all over. Yeah. Are you getting the idea? This is the state of what you can be once you own up this knowledge. Not what I am, okay? What you or everyone here can be if you own up the knowledge. What a way to live. You're living in freedom. You're a human being. You have all the human responses. Okay? You can love, you can parent, you can confront, you can fight. Yeah. You can take part in a battle. You can celebrate. Yeah. All that you can do. At the same time, you are free. Why? I am the real. All these are roles. Even human being is a role. Human being is not something fundamental. It's fundamental as far as the roles go. Because a human being plays different roles. But the human being is also a role, no? Why human being, I am talking from the standpoint of this body and mind, no? What is the human mind? Self-awareness plus freedom of choice. That makes it human. So if there is a being on some other planet, okay, which walks on all fours, but it's got self-awareness and freedom of choice, it's as good as a human being. That mind can understand Vedanta. I may have to make a slight difference in explaining, but that's okay. If I can express to two-legged human beings, I can express to four-legged human beings also. फर्क कितना है? Freedom of choice is there, self-awareness is there, ना बहुत हो गया. Other things we can cultivate. Viveka, vairagya, shat sampatti, mumukshutvam, all that can be cultivated. So, this is the freedom with which you live. You live as a human being, yes, of course. Everything that a human being does, you can also do. After wisdom, you cannot get involved in certain things. कौन बोला ये? Once you gain wisdom, you cannot get married. All our rishis were happily married. Do you think they didn't have wisdom? Or they were not unhappily married. That's the only difference. No, but they lived in celibacy. Why? If eating does not take away your knowledge, will making love to your partner take away your wisdom? All the talent that you have developed in music will go away if you are married. The time for practice may come down a bit. Wisdom will go, knowledge will go. ये क्या बात है? Everything a human being does, you can also do. Then why do people take sannyasa? Been there, done that, both हो गया, अभी क्या करने का है? Been there, done that, both हो गया. Enough of playing all these roles. बहुत time किया. Enough. That's all. और क्या? Don't ask me why I took sannyasa, okay? A teacher called me. He said, what about the robes? Swamiji, if you want me to take the robes now, okay, after some years. Then I told him, Swamiji, my father has expired. I don't know, last. What are you waiting for then? Next Shivratri, come. I said, okay, fine. What change did you have? What change? I was teaching before, I am teaching afterwards. Made it convenient for me. Sannyasa really made things convenient. Why? Whether you are going for a birthday party, you are going for a funeral, you are going for a shok sabha, you are going for a wedding anniversary, the same dress. Convenient. So, play the roles of life with that freedom that you have. The freedom that you are that consciousness, nothing touches you. You are not bound, you are not limited. Yeah. Out of the fullness that you are, all actions are happening. Apparent actions are happening out of the fullness of your being. Before you know the truth, you are doing actions for the sake of some experiential joy, for the sake of some fullness. After that, everything is out of the fullness. Ko moha, ko shokaha, ekatvam manupashyataha. So out of that sense of fullness and this thing, you function in the world. Free. Things go. Things may go fine, things may not go fine. Yeah. That is prarabdha. Some things may go very fine, something may go very problematic. Yeah. So, that's common for everyone. Yeah. You do what it takes. Yeah. You do what it takes to take care of it, or say forget it, both ho gaya. Enough of taking care of the body. Let it go. That's also fine. That's also fine. Who said it's not fine? Yeah, my teacher stopped all his medication last month of his life. Enough. All the dialysis, this, that, etc. I have done enough. I have taught enough. I created hundreds of teachers. Sampradaya with teachers I have created. Let the body drop. That's all. Yeah. And in that last month, he taught us how to teach with brevity. Not elaborately like how I am doing now. Brevity. Minimal use of words. Because the lungs were failing him, how much can he talk? But he did. Final lesson. This is how you live. Ko shoka ko moha, and all the discomfort, etc. When I went to him and met him, okay. Someone I had known since he was a child, he was a youngster. Yes, Swamiji, I remember those days. Ashram, put it up. Yes, Swamiji, I'll do it. Even that time, he is thinking of all this. That's the only way to live. What other way to live is there? I can live otherwise also. Suffering, misery, kabhi khushi, kabhi gham. You take your choice. How do you want to live? So with that, think it over. Good question, how to live, etc. Okay. More we will see later. Okay.